Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 38 of Phoenix Wright's Attorney Justice for All. Last time, we did some more investigating, and we found out that Matt has some big psyche-locks. He has 5 psyche-locks about his secret, and Adrian has another psyche-lock. We can't get him, and now we're going to head back to the office. I'm not even sure what we're missing. What am I missing? Really, what am I missing? Gotta go back to the mansion? What happened to that person with the stuffed face? Oh, she must mean that butler with the stitches on his face. Shoo! Oh, there you are! I guess you're still awake, Gumshoe. Hee hee, come on, let's play! I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is already asleep or not. What am I missing? Colonel Affairs. Oh, Mr. Wright. Oh, Mr. Wright, you have to help me. Uh-oh. Oh, Mr. Wright, you have to help me. Mr. Powers. What happened? Why are you here?
You see, I got roped into this somehow.
What?
And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial.
So the decisive witness is Mr. Powers.
I was talking with a detective until a while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Uh-oh, they said my face and my old jail self looked suspicious or something.
Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious.
I guess I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime?
So about this testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about?
Oh, I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me.
You saw something important. What was it?
Ah, well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, and especially not that lawyer, he said.
Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me.
Yeah, you got it.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya and myself are your only 2 allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I?
This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know, because he's got that refreshing like a spring breeze image going.
But what is he really like?
Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say, it's just a game, to justify himself.
What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Really? Matt was 2 from the start, because basically, he has Pearl after him now. Pearl's going to strike him down.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said once that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon me over. One person who wouldn't swoon him over. His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews.
Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic?
She turned him down, so there's hope for me yet! Oh, you see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right?
A dazzling sort of image? But aren't you a part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers?
No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly brooch kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen.
Well, that's true.
Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide?
You mean Miss Empath? We heard something about how her wedding was cancelled.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead.
Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin's practically glowing with electricity. It's like Rajong from the Monster Hunter series.
Hey, so have you heard this? Miss Celeste left a suicide note. And they say that Juan went and hid it.
We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she had left a note.
Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is.
Something bad for Mr. Corda? Why do you figure so?
Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends. None of them were me, by the way. And she said, it looks like I may have been caught by another insidious man.
An insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Corda by that?
Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note.
I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Engarde and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. Mr. Nick, your phone!
Hey, that's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? You go, man! You have good quiz to quality!
I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous.
Yeah, I know.
Hello?
We're in trouble now, pal! I'll be back at the office really soon! What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened! Miss Edgeworth, he ascended into the sky! He's one with the cosmos! Edgeworth. Anyways, hurry up and get back to the office, pal! I don't know what's going on anymore. It's not good.
Hello, he got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to get back to the office right away. And then we should hurry back.
I'm scared to go back.
What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together.
Maybe it'll be good news.
Somehow I doubt that.
Hey, pal! Mr. Edgewood's already back!
Well, what happened?
We got him! We bought that sky camera!
This quickly?
And this bear's what gave away, pal!
The bear?
I figured out, pal! I figured out that we should have been looking at this bear at the camera!
Wasn't that Mr. Edgeworth that figured it? Shh, Pearls. And, go on.
There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime.
Who is it? Who would be someone who has to spy on another person in their room?
Mad Engarde.
Huh? And I have to cough. Sorry about that.
Mad Engarde, your client, that's who, pal.
And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. Are you sure you heard right? That the person who bought this bear was...
I heard from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for that purchase. It's for $300, pal. That's an exact match to the price of the stuffed bear.
A receipt. That's all you have?
Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me I'm sure I saw that bear, Mr. Engarde. I mean, the clerks even got Mr. Engarde's autograph. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Engarde himself.
My sight is failing me. This can't be. Alright, we still have another line from Gumshoe. So what about this spy camera again?
That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you for the file away into evidence.
Spy camera, transmitter, and stuffed bear related filed into court record.
I know you don't want to give up, pal.
I didn't think it was possible. The person who bought the spy camera in Juan Corda's room was my Engarde. Why? Why would Mr. Engarde do something like this?
I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Mr. Corda in one of the rendezvous.
I bet it's not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera.
Are you gonna see him, Mr. Engarde, I mean?
Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. My Engarde, what in the world have you done? You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax, don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. This bear was in Mr. Cora's room on the night of the murder. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. So it's a present, dude. It's actually look kind of classy if you want to know if you know what I mean. Yes, I hear it's quite expensive, which is why it's very odd that this gadget was found inside the bear. This is a very small video camera, and it was hidden inside this bear's eye. Maybe he was a really curious bear. Maybe it's Monokuma.
I'm a very curious bear. After all, that's what we do. We go around prowling in the forest, we go in the trees, and we even get stuck trying to get honey jars.
Well, whatever this bear saw was sent somewhere using this transmitter, which means someone on the night of the murder was secretly filming Mr. Quarter's room. I guess one of few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear Mr. Quarter was Engarde. Mr. Engarde, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't know, I've never met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? What else did that bear tell you? He says that the one who put the camera's eye was you, Mr. Engarde. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's proof that was you who put the cameras on the bear. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Engarde. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from that is I spent $3,800. I go through that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800, this could be for the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Is that what Edgeworth uses? Anyways, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one more thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talking to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set up this camera yet. And what your secret is. Of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Quarter's room and thrown this secret is... What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Matt Engarde, I know why you know Mr. Killer. It's because... you're a hero of justice! You're a star! You're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew. You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how would you know something like that? It's because you're his client. That's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corda. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Mr. Matt Engarde. And here I was, trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyways. Mr. Engarde, you really did hire? Hold on a sec, I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyways. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm not Engarde. But really, if Matt wanted a lawyer so badly, why would he extort Phoenix? Like, why not get one of the many shady lawyers in the city who aren't so concerned about basic morality, like Aristotle Means or Christoph Gavin? Christoph was probably practicing during this time. He's around Phoenix's age, so really, he very well could be a defense attorney practicing at this time. So why not hire him? He would have been more than happy to take this case.
Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really are Shelley the Killer's client. You don't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, do you?
What do you mean?
And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself. Trying to stick the crime on me, I didn't think she had it in her. But all I could care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer?
You're lying! What a terrible...
It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on and let us grown-ups talk some more adult things.
But why? Why do you have the video camera in?
A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian.
He knew about Miss Andrews' secret.
But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins.
What?
Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their head. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess?
And that's why...
Yes, that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright?
Why would you do something so wrong?
Because I'm evil. Because I'm a grown-up and I can't. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl?
Why would you give Mr. Gorda?
Because he was about to sling so much dung onto my beautiful public village.
The one thing just... Where did he get that giant glass of brandy? Did it pull you out of his ass?
Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they?
This is all because of that press conference, isn't it?
If Mr. Gorda had been able to give it, then Mr. Engarde's secret would have...
Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit it crept upon me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought.
And that's how Mr. Gorda ended up dead.
Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone, except assassins. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face, and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone all working their butts off for me.
Matt Engarde!
Aw, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet.
How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? Simple, I was hiding my scars. Behind you, this is not because I'm evil, but because Shu scratched me. It was quite painful, actually. Shu didn't want to take a bath. Things went downhill from there. When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan. I didn't kill Juan. Shelley the Killer killed Juan. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey, now, I never told you any lies. That person who did the killing was the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a cat nap in my room. You killed Mr. Gorda! The killer killed Gorda. Ha 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 ha! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Grr. Aw, but too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop me my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Aw, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do.
Mystic Maya.
You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his words, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel! So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire,
I think I would give it all my all tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Maya, what am I supposed to do? And now you finally found it. I don't know. Now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth, I don't care for the horrid atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. I can teleport! Well, Wright, what are you going to do if you plan on changing your defense?
No! We can't do that!
That's right. He's holding Maya hostage. Well, Maya would be a noble sacrifice. What? What should I do? That's not something... CzarThwomp, thanks for burping during that time. I can answer for you.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago, at that time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in a court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm going to finish up the rest of this investigation, and then end the episode off. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer, Engarde, that man is really... Ugh! It doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is that where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic that you of all people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought for your clients up until now? Ugh! Well, that may be true, but that's because I believed in my client to be innocent from the very bottom of my heart. But if I were to get Engarde an acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. I became a lawyer because I thought I could save people who were suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I'll still lose in the end. I just don't know what to do. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes. We're only human, you and I. You want to save someone. That's something easier said than done, won't you say?
That's...
You are a defense lawyer. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. People like you and Francisca von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end, even when you know the truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. I can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca. She fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record. Well, that's gone now. That's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You are so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Damn mucus strip. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect win record were meaningless. I don't believe you. Are you saying that's why you left the prosecutor's office? But then, why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith in you. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story.
Mr. Nick, the transceiver!
I'm so sorry for what happened earlier. Well then, Mr. Attorney, do you wager you can obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is that matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Mr. Engarde's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand things. Please don't misunderstand things. He is my client. Don't toy with me! A man who hires an assassin is just as much a killer himself! I believe you were just asking me for a reason as to why I am doing what I am. Yeah, This is what I like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my client for my handiwork. That is what is called client relations, and is part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time, and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that you would do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I told you once before, however. You did? But my name is the Killer. Shelly the Killer. You're Shelly the Killer?! Please keep in mind you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a Killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain... Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see to it that she receives a nice long nap. No! Now then, if you will excuse me, if someone were to trace this signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome.
Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya!
I don't know what to say! Edgeworth! Did you hear that? At the end of that transmission. Huh? Oh, that! It sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be! That cat! Can't be! What is it? I think I know where Shelly the Killer is holding my hostage! Edgeworth! Have all the police units head for Engarde Mansion immediately! Alright, you hurry over there as well then! Don't lose hope yet, Pearls! The fight has only just begun! Yeah! Yes, we can't go straight to the mansion, no! We have to go to the hotel lobby, then the mansion! Maya!
Please answer us, Mystic Maya!
We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer! He and Engarde were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. No clues here. Yeah, because Edgeworth has something interesting if you check the fireplace, I believe. This is the first time I've seen such a large fireplace. I don't particularly care for large fireplaces. They remind me of my youth. I wonder, if memory serves, it's because of that rich aunt he had. Don't tell me you're still stuck on that incident. Oh, one day I'm going to be writing about it. If anything. Don't take it personally, but I really do not wish to remember anything from that time in my life. That Engarde. This is probably where he conducted business with the killer. Yeah, surely the killer values his client relations more than anything else. So I'm sure he must meet with his clients in person and talk about any transactions. It seems that Engarde was quite famous, even as a motorcycle racer. Generally, when a star like him tries to do something like that, they fail, but it seems Engarde is no ordinary man. It's Engarde's personal collection, and now it shall go to my house! Gumshoe, remove those frames and masks! Yes, Mr. Edgeworth! I'd say it's a hobby of his to collect pot masks that shows related to his own. You seem to know all sorts of details about Engarde. Almost too many details. He's the defendant in this case! Of course I would know all about him! And he was the nickel samurai, right? I know all about him, and it breaks my heart! Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh, he's a figurine of a bear!
But there are a lot of cuts in it for some reason. Figurine added to the court record. A bear? Isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Corda? Why would something like this be here? Right, look down. There's a little pet door installed here.
I'm sure this is for you.
Do you think that this came through that little door? That door. It's locked. I'm pretty used to breaking down doors by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Damn, Phoenix just breaking down all the doors. There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say that this is Engarde's private lounge. Look at this, right. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals and a VCR. Check inside that desk. If there's a tape, it would be an automatic important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, it'll have the moment of the crime that was committed recorded on it. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found.
No.
But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took this tape, the tape we were looking for, and escaped with it. It's Engarde's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have used this to get help?
Mr. Nick, where's the power switch?
Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. And she was locked in a basement! It's a VCR and an antenna. The footage that the spy camera took at the scene of the crime was beamed here and recorded on tape.
If only we had that tape, it would be really helpful.
A huge television, speakers from our loudly here. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say,
I would die a happy samurai man if I could see Nick with samurai on TV like this.
yeah, that's probably what she'd say. Ah, I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. I can't read all the labels, but this is a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Engarde taped all of his own shows. What a spacious sofa. I bet 10 pearls would fit on here. Well, that's a unique unit of measurement.
I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick.
It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls on there.
But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick.
Then we're not going to have to measure everything in pearls.
There's a little door for Shu and this big door.
I'm sure Maya used this door to shove this out here. I'm pretty sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time too, I'm sure. I believe we can now go to the basement. Yep, wine cellar. Phew. For a second I thought that my game was glitching. We've searched all over, but it looks like he got away. I'm sorry. It looks like he stepped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. This looks like a picture of Miss Impas. With love, Celeste.
Miss Impas, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Cora's former manager.
Why would a picture of Miss Impas be here in Mr. Engarde's mansion?
And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. What's wrong, Pearls?
Please let me see that picture frame.
Huh? What's so special about the frame?
On the back! There's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya! She left us a message!
What?
I thought you'd come! I knew you would! Now listen up! You better get on guilty sentence, okay? And if you don't get that creepy slide back and not guilty, I'll never forgive you! Ever! And you better bring burgers to my grave, Nick! I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have a lot of time to make sure I record all the episodes. Make sure all the nickel damn I support the tape, Nick. Probably you did too, right? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now, Nick. I guess I'll talk to you guys later. No! Missing Maya!
Right! What's wrong? Why the blanks there? Oh, nothing. We searched the house, and this is the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth. Yes. As far as clues go, I think this is about all I'm going to get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? Miss Andrews' psyche-lock. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow to blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open that last lock. The last psyche-lock of the game. Good evening, Mr. Wright. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your psyche-lock. Psyche-lock. I want to know, and you will tell me, your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try to break me if you can. Why frame him? Yes, I already went through this. Okay, and now we can present the picture. This is a photo of Miss Impost, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impost's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found this at Mr. Engarde's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. Fill up my bar! Fill it up! Fill it up! Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out.
Because Mr. Corner didn't want to get married to her anymore, right?
Yes, because of Matt.
But because of Mr. Engarde, what do you mean?
I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at that time. I was working part-time back then, and I often saw the two of them together. So that's why, with love, Celeste is written on a frame of that picture.
They were a couple, weren't they?
It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used, toyed with until she was thrown away.
That's so horrible.
Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is when she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match that they were even planning to get married. And then, it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called their marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that's why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. I'm sure even you can guess why Juan called the wedding off Wright. Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. Yes, and Juan, he was like, oh my gosh, I am not going to get married to your sloppy second. Just, Celeste, we are not getting married. Juan, why are you calling the wedding off? I am not, it is nothing personal, Celeste. It's just, I cannot stand the idea of being married to Matt's sloppy seconds. I see, so that's what happened.
But then why did Mr. Corner have to go off the wedding? I understand it all.
It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt were always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for when it would hurt Juan the most.
Poor Miss Impost.
That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note.
But why would he do that?
It's simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt, and it would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, when his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of that suicide note. At a time that would cause Matt the most damage, of course. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it all from Juan. It was so I could find out about all this that I drew close to Juan to begin with. They're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste's death was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found Juan's body, it was only natural that I thought the murder was Matt's. Those two were always spying on one another, after all. As for me, I was frantically searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I had even brought a lighter. but I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's one revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring to them my own kind of cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters, so when I stabbed Juan's body with a head knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still going to help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyways. I can't sleep either. Now with my situation. Or with what I know now. To be continued. And that wraps up the final investigation portion for this game. Next episode, we're actually going to be moving on to the final trial. And alright, this part. The dream, again. Grr, how did I get into this mess? Why am I here again?
That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What have I done wrong?
I cannot allow you to go on like this.
But I'm just a simple defense attorney.
Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title.
Don't worry, Phoenix doesn't get hit with another fire extinguisher. I've had this dream before, some time ago. As if this day was written into my destiny. Today, I'll stand in court as a lawyer. To prove a killer innocent. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. We're going to go on with this next episode. Anyways, I really appreciate this. Around this episode. You're a great viewer. I'll be coming back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever they want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.